Have you ever felt lost and unguided? Have you ever felt like you didn't know what you're doing with your life? Well, that was me. I grew up in a six-person household. I grew up the youngest, so I had four older siblings. And as you may know, the youngest can get a bad rep sometimes. They can be known as spoiled, but that was not the case for me. I was always criticized because I didn't know how to do certain things. I was eager to learn, so I taught myself how to do these things, such as cleaning, cooking, and learning how to do laundry. Um, the harsh reality of the real world really set in when I became an adult, and I realized certain things that I hope you can apply to your life as well. So today I will be teaching three life lessons, which is setting up goals for yourself, learning how to be prepared, and learning how to live in the moment. So let's start off with learning how I needed goals to kickstart my future. So that is my first life lesson, which is setting up goals. When I was in high school, I would never show up because I had depression, anxiety. I was lucky to even graduate high school. When I was in college, I was feeling unmotivated and purposeless. I didn't know what I wanted to do with my career. And shortly after, I was put on probation because I was failing classes so badly. And I remember this impacted me so much because I felt like such a failure to myself and to my parents. All my life, all I was told to do was go to college and get a degree, and I failed. I feel like I failed at that. So I took a semester off of college. I thought about what I wanted to do. I was working two jobs in customer service, and in doing customer service, I learned that my passion was to impact people's lives in such a positive way. And I asked myself, what career can I apply this to? And that was nursing. And I joined the nursing program shortly after I dropped out. And what I want you to take away from this lesson is to know that it's okay to take a step back and reflect. And shortly after, you have to make goals for yourself. And my goals were to be more financially stable, um, have a career that I was passionate about, and finally move out of my parents' house. That leads me to my next life lesson, which is learn how to be prepared. So, when stating these goals, I learned how to prepare for them. When I was in nursing school and I came unprepared, I would get called on and I would get so nervous because I didn't know the answer and I would freeze up. And to avoid all of that drama, I would just show up for myself by studying harder, making time to study, and having study groups. In doing that, I learned how to ease my anxiety. And I'm only human, so I prepare a lot, but sometimes I can occasionally forget things. But the more you prepare, the more it will start to become a habit. And although preparation has its pros, it also has its cons. So that leads me to my next life lesson, which is living in the moment. I learned how to live in the moment by meditating. I know that I would always overthink. When I was in nursing school, I would overthink the night before if I was gonna get called on, so I'd make notes. When I would do a bad presentation, I would overthink about if I sounded funny or if people were judging me for it or people noticed that I was nervous. And I just learned to let these thoughts pass and not make myself ruminate on these thoughts. I would also focus on the present moment, which is what can I do to control, what can I control right now, and that is my breathing. So I would focus on deep breathing techniques, and this really helped me in life. This really helped me in being more mindful of the present moment. And to bring this speech to a close, let's summarize with the three life lessons I learned again, which is setting up goals for myself, learning how to be prepared, and how to start living in the moment. So whenever you're feeling lost, whenever you're feeling unguided, whenever you're feeling overwhelmed, remember that it's okay to take a step back and reflect, whether that means you have to take a semester off of college, whether that means you have to meditate or breathe. Only then can you make the best decisions for yourself. Only then can you make attainable goals for yourself. Once you do that, you can achieve anything. Thank you for listening.